My beloved child, I know you are wondering why these words have found you right now, at this very moment. You might be thinking that it is just coincidence, that perhaps you stumbled across this by chance. But I want you to hear me clearly. There is a reason, a divine appointment, a timing orchestrated before the foundation of the world that has brought you here. Every step you have taken, every pause, every tear, every silent prayer that went unnoticed by others has led you to this instant. I have been with you in ways that your eyes could not see and your heart barely recognized, watching over the quiet moments when you felt invisible, unheard, and uncertain. There is a hidden message for you, a message crafted for your soul alone, one that was waiting until your spirit was ready to receive it, because the timing is perfect and the heavens themselves have aligned to deliver this truth. You may feel the stirrings of curiosity, a gentle pull in your heart, a whisper that something important is unfolding, and that is me, calling you forward, calling you closer, inviting you to lean in and recognize that you are not here by accident. I am speaking directly to you, to the very core of your being, because I see the struggles you carry, the doubts that linger, the longing for reassurance that no one else can satisfy. You were never meant to feel overlooked or abandoned, and yet you have walked through moments that made your spirit question if you were truly seen. That is why I am here, breaking through the noise of life, the distractions, the overwhelming weight of daily concerns, to interrupt your world with a sacred pause, a divine nudge that cannot be ignored. This is your moment of clarity, your window of encounter, a pause designed to awaken your heart to the reality that there is purpose even in your pain, that every burden you have carried has been counted, remembered, and held close to me. Do not brush past this, my child. Do not allow your eyes to scroll or your thoughts to wander, because what you are feeling right now, the subtle awareness, the gentle tug, is the universe itself bending to bring you here, to ensure that this message reaches you precisely when it can have the greatest impact on your soul. I have watched over you during seasons of uncertainty. I have held you when despair whispered that you were alone. I have prepared your heart to understand that nothing in your life has been wasted, that every hardship has been shaping you for a greater purpose that is still unfolding. There is a reason why you stopped, why your attention has been caught, why curiosity lingers in your spirit. This is the moment for revelation, a divine interruption designed to open the door to hope, to connection, to understanding. You are being reminded that your life is significant, that your presence matters, and that your spirit is known intimately by the one who created it. Even in the midst of distraction, even in the clamor of a world that seems too loud to hear the whisper of God, I have positioned this moment for you, and I am here to speak into it. I am asking you to pause, to recognize the sacred timing, to honor the hidden purpose that has brought these words to you. There is a plan that you cannot yet see, a reason beyond your comprehension, a divine appointment that only your openness can receive. Your heart is being stirred because you were never meant to navigate life without guidance, without comfort, without a gentle reminder that you are chosen, loved, and watched over. And so I ask you to lean closer, to feel the weight of intention behind each word, to sense that this is no accident, that the alignment of timing and reason has drawn you here for one purpose, to know that you are not forgotten, that your struggles are seen, and that there is a pathway forward lined with hope, peace, and restoration. Every detail of your journey has been known, every moment of waiting has been observed, and now, at this appointed time, you are invited to recognize the significance of this encounter. Let your heart soften and receive the awareness that you are in the presence of a divine message crafted specifically for you, a message that will awaken understanding, inspire trust, and remind you of the love that surrounds you, even when life feels overwhelming. There is no randomness here, no accident, no fleeting coincidence. This is an intentional, sacred moment of interruption designed to capture your attention, to pull you away from the distractions that cloud your mind, and to guide your spirit into a place of receptivity, peace, and quiet anticipation. The timing of your arrival here is perfect because your heart has been ready to hear, your soul has been prepared to recognize, and your spirit is being invited into a deeper understanding that every element of your life, every secret struggle, and every hidden tear has been seen, held, and cherished. This is the reason you are here, my child, and it is why I speak now, with gentle insistence, with unwavering presence, and with the loving authority of one who knows your innermost self. Pause, breathe, and let the awareness settle within you. You are known, you are chosen, and you are being drawn closer to the fullness of hope, healing, and divine intimacy that has been waiting for this precise moment. My beloved child, now I want you to stay with me a little longer, not because I am demanding your attention, but because I want you to finally feel understood in places where you have been silent for too long. I see what you have been carrying, even when you tried to hide it from everyone around you. I see the exhaustion that does not come only from your body, but from deep within your soul, the kind of weariness that sleep cannot fix and time cannot erase. You have been walking through days where you smiled on the outside, but inside you were quietly breaking piece by piece, trying to hold yourself together when no one was watching. I have seen your silent struggle, the moments when you felt like you had to be strong for everyone else, even when your own heart was trembling. I know how many times you told yourself to keep going, even when everything inside you wanted to stop. I know how many nights you lay down with a heavy mind, replaying conversations, regrets, unanswered prayers, and questions that had no comfort in them. You have been living with emotional fatigue that no one else fully understands, the kind that makes even small things feel heavy, the kind that makes simple steps feel like climbing mountains. And I want you to hear me clearly. I have not missed any of it. I have seen the weight you carried in silence, the pressure you never spoke about, the expectations that made your shoulders feel too small for the life you are trying to hold. I have seen how you tried to be okay for others while slowly feeling less okay within yourself. There were moments when you felt invisible in your pain, like no one truly noticed how much effort it took just to get through the day, but I noticed every detail. I saw the way you kept showing up even when your spirit felt empty. I saw the way you kept giving even when you had nothing left to give. I saw the way you kept hoping, even when hope felt fragile. You are not weak for feeling this way, my child. You are human, and your heart has been under more pressure than it was meant to carry alone. There is a hidden pain in you that does not always have words, but I understand it fully. It is in the quiet sighs you release when no one is around. It is in the way your thoughts feel crowded even in silence. It is in the moments when you question whether anyone truly sees what you are going through. I do. I see the exhaustion behind your eyes. I see the weight behind your thoughts. I see the silent battles that never make it into conversation. And I am not standing far away from it. I am here in it, with you. I know you have tried to stay strong. I know you have tried to hold everything together. I know you have tried to push through, even when your heart felt like it was running on empty. But I want you to understand something gently, without pressure and without fear. You were never meant to carry this alone. The heaviness you feel is not a sign that you are forgotten. It is a sign that you have been holding more than your spirit was designed to hold without rest. I see the unspoken grief, the quiet disappointments, the inner questions that you never said out loud because you did not want to burden anyone else. And yet, even in all of that, I have been near to you, not judging you, not turning away from you, but holding you in ways you could not yet recognize. You are not unseen in your exhaustion. You are not unheard in your silence. You are not abandoned in your struggle. I am closer to you in these moments than you realize, not to overwhelm you, but to gently remind you that your hidden pain has never been hidden from me. I know how long you have been strong, and I know how tired that strength has made you feel. My beloved child, I need you to hear me carefully now, because there is a quiet whisper in your heart that has been telling you lies, and it is time for you to recognize them. You have been carrying false beliefs that have crept in, soft and persistent, shaping how you see yourself and the world around you. You have believed that you are forgotten, that no one truly notices your struggles, that your prayers do not matter, and that your presence is insignificant. You have believed that you are not enough, that your mistakes define you, that your failures are larger than my love, and that your worth depends on what you can achieve or how perfectly you perform. These lies have settled in the corners of your mind, whispered during moments of doubt, repeated when fear crept in, spoken quietly in your own heart when you thought no one was listening. I want you to know that these beliefs are not the truth. They are shadows cast by fear, self-doubt, and the enemy's deception. I have been with you, seeing the fullness of who you are, and I know the truth of your value, your purpose, and your place in my heart. You are not forgotten, my child, even when the world seems to overlook you. Every tear you have shed has been noticed. Every sigh in the quiet of your room has been held. Every whispered prayer has been treasured and answered in my perfect timing. You are enough, not because of what you do or what you have accomplished, but because you are mine, created in my image, chosen before time began, deeply loved beyond measure. The lies you have believed are heavy, and I have watched how they have weighed down your spirit, made you question your steps, and made you wonder if you can ever be whole again. But I am here to tell you, softly and clearly, that the weight you have been carrying is not a reflection of your worth or your place in my heart. It is a reflection of the false stories that have been repeated to you, the fears that have been stirred when you were most vulnerable, and the doubts that have tried to convince you that you are alone. And yet, even in all of this, I have been walking with you, standing beside you, holding you in my arms, whispering my truth into your soul, reminding you that the darkness of deception cannot overshadow the light of my love. I have seen how you have questioned yourself, how you have measured your life against impossible standards, and how you have felt unworthy of blessings, joy, or even the simplest moments of peace. I see it all. I see the long nights of wrestling with thoughts that tell you you are not enough. I see the days when you have doubted your value, your purpose, and your capacity to overcome. And yet, I am here, telling you that these lies have no hold over the truth of your identity. Your value is not in what you have done, but in who you are in me. Your worth is not contingent on approval, success, or recognition, but on the unshakable foundation of my love for you. You have been deceived by shadows that whisper you are invisible, unimportant, and incapable. But I am the light that illuminates your path, the voice that calls your name, the presence that never leaves, and the love that never fails. You have been standing in the weight of false beliefs, and I am here to remind you that they are not reality. I am here to reveal the truth. You are seen, you are cherished, you are chosen, and you are deeply, eternally loved. Every moment of doubt you have carried has been met with my patience. Every fear that has whispered lies has been met with my assurance, and every time you have questioned if you are enough, I have been speaking into your heart, saying you are mine, and that nothing you face can separate you from my love. Allow yourself to receive this truth, my child, for it is stronger than every lie you have been told, brighter than every shadow of doubt, and more powerful than every fear that has tried to claim your heart. My beloved child, I want you to lean in and hear how differently I see you, because what your eyes perceive is only a fragment of the truth, and what your heart feels is only a shadow of the reality I hold before you. While you have been measuring yourself against mistakes, doubts, and fears, I have been witnessing a hidden strength that you do not yet recognize. I have seen how faithfully you have held on when it felt impossible, how gently you have carried burdens that were never meant for your shoulders alone, and how patiently you have endured moments of uncertainty with courage that you did not even know you possessed. To you, the long nights of waiting, the questions that have gnawed at your soul, and the setbacks that seemed endless, might feel like proof of failure or insignificance. But from my perspective, they are the very elements shaping a resilient spirit, refining your heart, and cultivating endurance that cannot be measured by the world. I see the quiet growth in the spaces where you believed nothing was changing, the seeds of hope taking root even in the soil of disappointment, every act of kindness you offered when no one noticed, every prayer whispered in secret, every moment you chose to rise rather than surrender to despair. I have treasured them all, and they form a foundation of strength beneath you that you cannot yet fully perceive. The lies that have told you that you are forgotten, that you are not enough, that your life has little meaning, they cannot obscure the truth that I see. You are deeply known, intricately loved, and purposefully placed. Even when your own heart has questioned your worth, I have been attesting to your value with every beat of my awareness, with every breath of my attention, and with every unseen act of guidance that has been orchestrating your steps toward the life you were intended to embrace. I see beyond what you think is broken, beyond what you fear is lost, and beyond what you imagine is weakness. In every place you felt exhausted, I have seen resilience. In every hidden struggle, I have seen determination. In every tear shed in silence, I have seen a river of faith flowing within you, and it has not gone unnoticed. From my vantage point, the obstacles you have faced are not walls to keep you down, but stepping stones leading you higher, shaping your perspective, and illuminating the depth of my promises. You may not yet see the fullness of your own courage, the quiet victories that have accumulated unseen, or the subtle ways in which your spirit has been strengthened. But I see it all with clarity and with awe. The hidden growth within you, the perseverance you have shown when no applause was given, the grace with which you have endured, even when hope felt faint. These are the things I cherish, the things I honor, and the things I have been preparing to reveal to you. I want you to understand, my child, that your life is not defined by the fears that tried to hold you captive, nor by the self-doubt that whispered lies, nor by the moments of weakness that felt overwhelming. It is defined by the reality I see: a beloved soul, cherished beyond measure, capable beyond comprehension, and chosen for a path of purpose that is unique to you. So, when you feel small, when the world makes you feel unnoticed, when you question your own strength, remember that I am seeing you differently, fully, and with a love that cannot be shaken. Every hidden triumph, every unseen effort, every quiet endurance, it is all visible to me, and it all matters. I am inviting you to pause and absorb this truth, to allow it to settle in the depths of your heart, to realize that the perspective I hold is not limited by circumstance, not constrained by doubt, and not defined by what you think you can bear. I am seeing you with eyes of mercy, with vision that perceives every subtle act of bravery, every silent prayer answered, every hidden layer of resilience, and I am calling you to receive the wonder of this truth. You are stronger, more cherished, and more equipped than you have ever realized, and my love surrounds you completely in ways that your heart has yet to fully embrace. My beloved child, I want to gently speak to the place in your heart where frustration has quietly grown, the place where you have asked me again and again why the waiting has felt so long, why the answers seem delayed, and why certain doors have not opened yet. I hear that question beneath your prayers, even when you do not say it out loud, and I want you to understand this with tenderness, not as correction but as revelation. The waiting was never empty, and it was never wasted. What you called delay, I have always called preparation. What you called silence, I have always called process. What you called forgotten timing, I have always called growth happening beneath the surface. Think of a seed placed into the soil. To the eyes of the world, nothing appears to be happening. The ground looks still, unchanged, quiet. But beneath that surface, something sacred is unfolding. Roots are reaching deeper into stability. Strength is forming in hidden places. The foundation is being built in ways that cannot yet be seen. If that seed were to rise too early, before its roots were strong, it would collapse under the weight of what it was meant to carry. And so the waiting is not punishment, it is protection. It is not rejection, it is preparation. I have seen the places in your life where you were growing roots without realizing it. Moments where your faith deepened even while your feelings were uncertain. Seasons where your patience stretched beyond what you thought possible, and still you did not break. You thought you were standing still, but I was building something strong within you. Every season has a purpose. There are seasons of planting, seasons of hidden growth, seasons of stretching, and seasons of blooming. You have been in a season where growth is invisible but essential, where transformation is internal before it becomes external, where I have been shaping your character so that what I place in your hands later will not destroy you, but sustain you. I know it has not always felt easy. I know there were days when you looked around and wondered why others seemed to move forward while you were still waiting. But comparison does not see what I am building within you. I am not only preparing what you will receive, I am preparing who you are becoming. There are things I am growing in you that require time. Things like patience that does not collapse under pressure, faith that does not depend on visible signs, strength that is rooted deeper than emotion, and trust that holds even when understanding is not present. The waiting season is not absence, it is alignment. It is the place where your roots go deeper than your doubts. It is where unseen growth prepares you for visible impact. You may have thought I was delaying your blessing, but I have been strengthening your capacity to carry it. Because what I have prepared for you is not small, and what I am forming within you must be strong enough to hold it. Just as seasons shift in nature, so too do seasons shift in your life. Winter may look quiet, but it is never empty. It is a season of deep formation, where life is being preserved and prepared for what comes next. And I am telling you now, my child, that nothing about your waiting has been meaningless. Every moment has been intentional. Every delay has carried wisdom. Every pause has been shaping something unseen but deeply important within you. I have not been distant in your waiting. I have been present in your preparation. And when the time is right, you will look back and understand that what felt like waiting was actually me, making sure you were ready to stand in what I have promised without breaking, without fear, and without losing the peace I am placing within you even now. My beloved child, as you continue through this season, I want you to reflect on what is quietly being formed within you, the unseen shaping of your spirit that is taking place, even while the world presses forward around you. There is a depth of wisdom growing inside, a kind of understanding that comes not from the ease of life, but from the way you have navigated questions that had no immediate answers, from the way you have held your heart open even when uncertainty whispered that it was safer to close it. I see resilience taking root, a quiet fortitude that strengthens your character, a courage that is being tempered by patience and refined by the seasons you have endured. Even when your steps felt slow and the path unclear, each challenge has been layering within you the capacity to endure without losing hope, to face trials without bitterness, and to rise each day with a heart willing to trust what is unseen. Compassion is being nurtured in the way you have felt for others, the empathy that has grown quietly as you recognized your own limitations and the ways others struggle as well. Every moment of self-restraint, every instance of kindness offered without expectation, every silent act of understanding has been creating a tapestry of character within you that is beautiful, steady, and strong. Patience is being cultivated in your spirit, not as a passive waiting, but as an active willingness to remain steadfast, to hold your heart in the midst of uncertainty, and to allow growth to happen in its own perfect timing. I have watched as your perspective has begun to shift in small, almost imperceptible ways, noticing the subtle changes in the way you respond to frustration, in the way you bear your burdens, and in the way you allow grace to guide your interactions and your choices. There is a refining process happening, like gold in a furnace, where your courage is strengthened, your clarity is sharpened, and your heart is softened by the lessons learned through the moments of discomfort, the trials of patience, and the discipline of enduring what seemed unbearable. This transformation is internal, yet it is powerful, for it touches every decision, every thought, every interaction, and every prayer you utter. You are becoming someone who can carry not only your own story with integrity, but who can offer understanding, mercy, and encouragement to others walking their own paths of struggle. The growth inside you cannot be measured by the world, for it is hidden, sacred, and intentional, yet it is real, and it is preparing you for the fullness of what is to come. I am guiding this process, shaping it in a way that harmonizes with the very essence of who you are meant to be, nurturing patience alongside courage, wisdom alongside hope, and resilience alongside compassion. Your journey is forming a strength that does not break under pressure, a clarity that sees beyond the temporary, and a heart that can hold truth and mercy in balance. Every experience that has tested you, every delay that has challenged you, and every quiet moment of reflection has been building the person you are becoming. Look within and recognize this growth, for it is evidence of transformation that is taking place beneath the surface, preparing you to step into the fullness of your calling with integrity, grace, and a spirit that can endure, love, and embrace what is yet to be revealed. My beloved child, now I invite you to pause and consider the space before you, a place of quiet surrender where your heart can finally release what it has been holding for so long. You do not have to carry the burdens alone anymore, for I am reaching toward you with open hands, ready to guide you into a new rhythm of peace and trust. Let go of the anxieties that have weighed you down, the doubts that have whispered lies, and the regrets that have stolen your rest. Release them into my care, not with hesitation or fear, but with the gentle confidence of one who is stepping into a truth far greater than what your eyes have seen. Forgive where resentment has lingered, not for them, but to free your own heart from the chains that have kept it restless. Because holding on to anger and bitterness only leaves you weary, while letting go brings clarity, lightness, and a renewed perspective that opens the way for healing. Surrender your need to control every outcome, your desire to measure every moment, your wish to force life to bend according to your plans, and instead trust that I am orchestrating all things with precision, care, and a love that is far beyond what you can understand. Let your hands open, your shoulders release, your mind soften, and your spirit breathe. For in that surrender you will discover a depth of rest and freedom that has been waiting for you all along. Choose to trust, even when the path ahead is not fully revealed, for the steps you take in faith build a bridge from where you are to where I am leading you. Allow my presence to fill the spaces where fear once whispered, where doubt once lingered, and where uncertainty held sway. Open your heart to the possibility that what you have been seeking is already near, that the seeds of restoration and joy are ready to grow within the fertile soil of your willingness to step aside and let me work. You are invited to come close, to walk alongside me, to breathe in the calm that comes from resting in my timing and my purposes. Each moment you choose to release control, each breath you offer in trust, and each decision to forgive and surrender is a step deeper into the fullness of the life I have prepared for you. This invitation is not temporary, and it is not conditional. It is a calling into a rhythm of peace, a way of being that allows your soul to align with the truth, the hope, and the provision that has always been available. Embrace it gently, with openness, and with the courage to let go of what no longer serves you, and you will find that the burdens you thought unbearable become lighter, that clarity emerges where confusion once held sway, and that your spirit can finally walk in the lightness of trust, guided by the quiet assurance that each step you take in surrender brings you closer to the heart of my plan, closer to the fullness of healing, and closer to the profound peace that you have been longing for. The invitation stands before you, tender and unwavering, calling you to release, forgive, surrender, and trust, not because you are perfect, but because your heart is ready to receive the restoration that has always been waiting. Step into this invitation fully, my child, and allow the transformation that begins inside to flow outward, shaping your life with patience, resilience, and the quiet confidence of one who has chosen to trust in the unseen hand that has guided every step of your journey. My beloved child, now I want you to lift your eyes inward and gently look beyond what is in front of you, beyond what you have been perishing in this present moment, because there is a future unfolding that your current pain cannot fully interpret. I am not speaking to give you certainty in every detail, but to awaken hope in the spaces where discouragement has tried to settle. What is coming toward you is not shaped by your fear, nor limited by your past, nor defined by the weight of what has already happened. There is a new chapter forming, one that has been quietly prepared even in the midst of seasons that felt slow or uncertain. It carries restoration in ways you have not yet imagined, not as an instant escape from life's journey, but as a gradual unfolding of strength, clarity, and renewal that will meet you exactly where you are. Doors that once felt closed may begin to reveal new paths you had not considered, not because everything changes at once, but because your perspective begins to shift and you begin to see with new understanding. Opportunities may emerge that align with the growth that has been happening within you, moments that invite you to step forward with courage you did not know you were building. I want you to imagine a space where heaviness no longer defines your every step, where confusion no longer dictates your direction, and where peace begins to settle, even in the midst of uncertainty. This is not a promise of a life without challenges, but a promise that you will not walk through those challenges as the same person you have been. The strength that has been forming in your hidden places will begin to support you in visible ways, allowing you to move with greater confidence, greater clarity, and greater steadiness than before. There is a restoration taking shape that touches not only what is outside of you, but what is within you, rebuilding trust, renewing hope, and softening the places that have grown guarded. You may begin to notice small shifts first, subtle signs that something within you is aligning. Moments where peace enters, where anxiety once dominated, where patience replaces urgency, and where faith begins to feel less like effort and more like breath. These are the early traces of a breakthrough that unfolds over time, not always dramatic, but deeply transformative in its consistency. I want you to hold on to the possibility that your story is still being written, that what you have experienced so far is not the final frame, but part of a larger unfolding that is still in motion. There are paths ahead that will not feel like repetition of the past, but like movement into something more aligned, more meaningful, and more stable than what you have known. You are not being left where you are. You are being gently guided into spaces where growth and peace can coexist, where your heart can expand rather than contract, where your vision can widen rather than shrink. Even now, without needing to see every detail, you are being prepared for moments of clarity that will make sense of what once felt confusing, and for seasons where what was once hidden becomes understood. Trust that the future is not empty, nor is it closed. It is forming with intention, carrying within it opportunities for renewal, connection, and deeper stability. Let your heart rest in the awareness that what is ahead is not defined by limitation but by possibility, and that even now, beyond what you can perceive, something good is taking shape in ways that will meet you at the right time and in the right way, bringing you into a rhythm of life that feels lighter, steadier, and filled with a quiet sense of hope that grows stronger as you continue forward. My beloved child, now as we come to this sacred closing moment, I want you to gently gather everything you have received and let it rest within your heart, like a quiet light that does not fade when the world grows loud again. Do not rush past this moment. Do not discard it as just words, but carry it as a reminder that your life has been held, guided, and gently shaped, even when you could not see it. I want you to leave this place not with confusion, not with heaviness, but with a settled peace that tells your spirit you are not walking alone. Let everything you have felt become a seed of calm within you, a steady assurance that even in uncertainty, you are being carried with care. As you move forward from this moment, release the need to understand everything at once, and instead hold on to the simple truth that your journey is not forgotten, your tears have not been wasted, and your heart has not been ignored. Let that truth be the anchor you carry when thoughts become loud again, when emotions rise, or when silence feels heavy. I want your spirit to breathe differently now, not with urgency or fear, but with trust that allows space for peace to grow naturally within you. Take with you the understanding that every unseen moment has been part of a greater unfolding, and that even what you could not interpret before is still held within a greater care that does not leave you behind. Let go of the pressure to fix everything immediately, and instead allow healing to continue its quiet work within you, step by step, breath by breath, moment by moment. I am placing peace over your thoughts, not as something you must strive for, but as something you are invited to receive. Let it settle where anxiety once lived. Let it soften what has been tense, and let it gently remind you that you are safe to rest inwardly, even while life continues outwardly. As you carry yourself forward from here, may your heart remember this simple assurance. You are not walking into uncertainty alone. You are walking with guidance that does not fail, with love that does not withdraw, and with a presence that remains constant even when everything else feels uncertain. I want you to breathe deeply now and let go of what you cannot control, knowing that what is ahead of you has already been held with care. May your mind find stillness, may your heart find rest, and may your spirit feel a quiet strength rising within you that does not depend on circumstances but on the steady truth that you are being gently led. And as this moment closes, carry this one truth with you like a light in your heart. You are not forgotten, you are not abandoned, and you are never beyond the reach of peace that is already reaching for you even now.